An Ohio couple whose teenage son was injured in a snowboarding accident has filed a lawsuit claiming that doctors harvested his organs before he was declared dead. 18-year-old Gregory Jacobs suffered a closed head injury 2 years ago while snowboarding on a high school-sponsored ski trip in Findlay Lake, New York. He was airlifted and treated at Hammett Medical Center in northwestern Pennsylvania, where he died. The lawsuit, which was filed earlier this month, claims doctors and a representative of CORE, a group that helps hospitals procure donated tissue, caused Gregory's death by administering medication and by removing his breathing tube. Michael and Teresa Jacobs also charged that their son had not been formally declared brain dead when surgeons began the transplant procedure. Joining us for an exclusive interview this morning, Gregory's parents, Teresa and Michael Jacobs, and Dennis Boyle, their attorney. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning.
I'm so sorry for your loss. These are some serious allegations that you're making, Michael, that a hospital would be capable of intentionally killing a young man for his organs?
Oh, yes.
Somebody hearing that on the outside would think that's preposterous.
Oh, well, it's not.
Tell me why you believe it.
Because they did. I know they did. By the evidence of what my wife has told me.
Let's go back to the beginning. Your son Gregory is injured in a snowboarding accident. He goes to the hospital. Teresa, what do doctors tell you about his condition once he gets there?
When we discussed with the surgeon, he did have hope, and that did change because he left the hospital.
And did they tell you that he was brain dead?
Eventually, yes.
So unbeknownst to you, they start the procedure to take his organs, right? When you find out, what do you do? What do you say?
What do you say? Well, they tell you that your son's brain dead and that his organs can be used for children. And it's a process that they use to convince you. And when you feel as though there's no hope, or you're told that there's just absolutely no hope, and that he will be dead in so many hours. And, you know, I decided to sign that paper for organ donation. I signed that alone. My wife had no part of that.
Tell me what happened after Greg died. You realized that doctors were not truthful about the fact that he was brain dead?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes, through the records. The records indicated that they started harvesting procedures, including the incision, when he was alive. And he was not even pronounced dead until 29 minutes later. That's pretty shocking.
Is there any evidence that there was real hope for recovery?
Oh, yes.
Our experts are telling us that had his organs not been taken, he may very well have survived and recovered from this accident.
The hospital will tell you that they did everything on the up and up. Dennis, they say that Greg met the criteria for death, technically.
Yeah, and that simply is not the case. Even the hospital's own records show that he had brainstem function minutes before he was taken to the operating room to have his organs removed. He never met the criteria for brain dead, and in fact, he never was dead or brain dead. You know, it is shocking, but I saw the hospital statements, and the only thing we can say is we're looking forward to going into court and presenting this evidence.
To be fair, I should say that the district attorney's investigation concluded that nothing criminal was done. The Center of Organ Recovery insists that they followed all the protocols. There seems to be, from all the investigations, no criminal liability. So why are you so strongly pursuing this?
Because I believe that's false.
And what do you hope will come of this?
I would like to see the ones that are responsible for Greg's killing be held responsible.
What message do you have, Michael, for other parents who may find themselves in this horrible situation?
Don't do it.
Don't do what?
No one. I found this out after okaying that. No human on earth has the right to tell someone else they can take somebody's organs. No piece of paper should ever be allowed. If that person isn't a donor, isn't signed up to be a donor, there should be no question about it. It wasn't my right to do that to my son.
You sound like you're carrying this awful guilt with you.
Yeah. every day.
I'm so sorry. Thank you
So
for
am I.
Our thanks to Michael and Teresa Jacobs. Hammett Medical Center denies the Jacobs accusations and says it will vigorously defend themselves against any accusations of wrongdoing. Meanwhile, the Association of Organ Procurement Organizations says that it has investigated the Jacobs claims and found no wrongdoing. And the Center for Organ Recovery and Education, CORE, says they followed all the regulated medical protocols and that the allegations are baseless and untrue.